Hello again. As per usual, it's my day off, so we are doing some crocheting and today, as well as 2 days ago, we are doing the Tapestry project. And I finished the row, so now I'll be able to show you where we are at the moment. So this is what we got right now. So we are closing into the part where we do some lettering. So the Fleetwood Mac logo will soon start to form, which is actually a pretty nice thing. Gives a bit more motivation to reach a new phase of the project, to be honest. So yesterday I finished the brown flower. As you can see, it's now fully done. There is another brown one coming later in the project after the lettering. And then we finished the yellow flower, one more. So this is the third one. And we are starting to form another orange flower. It will be similar to this one here. And then we have the pink flower coming up. I kind of like the bigger flowers, so making of them is nicer than the small ones. They are more colorful and yeah, they're just more nice. So let's get to the work phase. So we have the yarn here. I have quite a lot of skeins attached at the moment. Some pinks for this one, and of course white and black. And we have a very big batch of black going on here because this is a logo, so there's like a black circle going around it, and therefore we have much more black now than we had at the beginning, where white was the dominant color of this one. And this project is 300 rows, and we are now reaching 105, if I remember correctly. Let me check that. This is gonna be row number, yeah, 105 is what we're doing next. So we have quite a long time to go still, so bear with me if there's gonna be many of these in the near future we're gonna do. When you kind of see how the project is going forward. And yeah, the yarn we're using is cotton, 100% cotton from Hobby. I ordered these colors based on the chart and recommended, and so far I've been happy. May have made some changes to the yellow colors. We have several in the project, but it's gonna end up looking good at the end anyway. This is weight 1 super fine cotton yarn, and we're using the hook number 3mm to work on the project. So 300 rows in height and 260 stitches wide, so it takes quite a long time to finish it, but it's a Christmas present for my daughter, so we have a lot of time. And I also have taken regular breaks with this project just to keep the interest alive, so I don't work myself out with it and then just abandon the whole project. The style of tapestry crochet we're doing with this one is that, as you can see, I have a lot of ends here. We're working only from right to left, and that's because I wanted the color changes to be precise, and we are also only working back loop, so back loop only and right to left only. So we have to cut the yarn in every row, after every row, and start with a new one in new row. But as you can see, the color changes are quite crisp with this, and also it makes like this thick finish you can't see through, which is a thing I like as well. This is gonna be a wall hanging decoration, I wasn't sure at first what the size is gonna be with these techniques. So if it was gonna be bigger, I would have gone for blanket, but this is a perfect size for wall hanging decoration, so that's what we are doing. And yeah, that's about it. Let's start a new row, and we will also start with a new skein of white yarn because I almost finished the last one. There's this much left, and I will save this small ball of yarn for some smaller white bits, so I don't have yarn changes between rows if I don't need them. So I'm gonna avoid running out of yarn mid-row with any means possible. Once I finish this, I will let people know what the actual usage of yarn was, because I was gonna go, I estimated the amount of yarn I need, and so far I know I have too much pink, for example, that one skein would have been enough to finish these flowers. But then again, I'm gonna run out of black because I am floating the black quite a lot in the project, so it actually ends up being double the amount I originally thought it would be. But when I finish this, I'm able to draft the pattern, and then... Oh, thank you, Warm Hand Mary, for following. Very much appreciated. So I will draft a pattern for this one, and the chart will also be available. So I will draft a pattern for this one, and then we will have all you need to do one of these on your own. And I will also go into more details. So when it comes to hobby yarns, what I love is the actual fact that they have this like start here sticker. Easy start it says, and it's a center pull start, and I'm not necessarily a center pull kind of person, but with this yarn it actually works all the way to the end, so I am using it, and this makes it more easy, so I don't have to fish the end of the yarn from the skein in the middle. So I will just rip this out and we're ready to go, and it works so smoothly from the middle of the yarn skein. So that's what we're doing here. And when we start a row, we will need a slip knot to start, and because we are losing a stitch at the end in every row, we are starting with an extra stitch at the start of the row to make it even and keep the amount of stitches the same. So we will pull this through, and then we will just chain one to make sure we have enough yarn, enough stitches to keep the project at the same stitch count. We are also doing yarn under rather than over to keep the stitches even more crisp. That's just the way for this project, and I will also make sure by this that everything stays like the way I want it to be. So when we go yarn under and back loop only, we will have these like lines here, which makes the color pop out more when we do color changes. And this is not necessarily the one and only way of doing this, and not my favorite way by any means. So it is quite labor intensive, this way of doing this project, but because it works for this particular project very well is why we're doing it, and it looks very, very, very nice. So how is everyone's day today? We have very nice weather here in Ireland. Calm before the storm, because then we have a weather warning for tomorrow. For a lot of rain is gonna come down, and there's some flood warnings in place. We don't usually get flooded here, like at my house, around it, yes, there could be some road closures and stuff like that, but our house is in a safe environment when it comes to flooding, which is very nice. So we don't have to do any sandbagging or stuff like that. We are a little bit elevated from the sea level, so it helps a lot. And let me check the chart. So we are starting, because we have the black circle coming from here. So now we are starting at the black circle here as well. So when we go forward, we will have the black with us all the way. And we will finish the actual circle, which is in the middle of this work, filled by the text and flowers, but the black circle will be on the background. And more than counting the actual stitches where the black should start, I always compare to the last round. And in the last round, we did some black and white at this part, so I know that the next one must be black. I only counted the stitches at the start of the project, because of course I have to place things in the right place, but once they are in the right place, you can stop counting and just compare to the last round. It's like something I don't want to do, because if you have to count it 260 stitches every time, you're gonna lose your mind. And for me, this is a way that works. So one black one here, and then we will go back to the white. And we will do 5 white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are entering the pink flower here. Back to black one. I have my coffee with me. I have my water with me. I'm still a little bit sick. Like, I don't think this flu will never end. But I hope my voice will carry a bit longer than it did last time. Two pink ones at this point. I'm also like, I'm hooked on the Tapestry project at the moment, and I was thinking about making a few smaller ones to go with this one. Just a bit quicker project, so you can have the endorphins from finished project a bit easier than with this one. And we also have the brown one attached. This is the center of the flower, so we have a couple of brown left. Then we can cut that one off and go on to finishing with black and finishing the flower all together. The time spent on this project is huge. Of course, it's a gift, so I'm not calculating that hard. I'm not selling it, so it doesn't really matter. 2. Hi, Dylan. 3, 4, and 5. How is your day? I think I already did. I try to greet everyone who comes by. Just good manners, you know? A black one, and then we have some pink for the left side of the flower. I'm only floating the yarns at the back of the work because this work is something we are not using the wrong side at all. I'm making a tapestry. So it's a wall hanging decoration. I am making. It's gonna stay at our house. It's for my daughter. So it's a huge project, but I think it was around 80,000 stitches for this one. So it's I think I calculated after a couple of rounds that it's gonna take me like was it 3 weeks of like full-time work, meaning like 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day, so it is quite extensive. But what would you not do for your daughter? Yeah, 3 weeks of full-time. I have a job, so I'm only doing a couple of rounds here and there, and not actually making full-time work out of this. But that's like 40-hour weeks. It's a lot, yeah, definitely. But then you think about like hobbies that people have, like you do use a lot of like time, not at once, of course, but during months and years. Like if you do reading, you could easily read a couple of hours a day. So I just do this. Or watch TV for a couple of hours a day. Now I twisted my yarn, so let's fix that, so we're not in trouble shortly. And I like doing it so it doesn't feel like too long of a time. I mostly like doing this, let's say that. If I come to a point where I don't like doing it anymore, I will actually just drop it for a couple of weeks, not do it at all, and then continue. 1, 2, and 3. We're actually adding blue yarn at this round, so let me find a little bit of blue. And I still have this cough. I try not to cough on the microphone, but please bear with me. Fiona, thank you for the follow. Really much appreciated. We will do a lot of crochet related things here. In general. This is just one of the projects I'm doing. I have another one as well, which is gonna be perhaps a blanket. It's a scrap yarn project made with the Sunburst Granny Square, where I use all of the little ends and stuff I have. So it's gonna be a bit crazy. So I don't know if it's gonna stay at our house or I'm gonna gift it to one of my lucky relatives. It's a fun project as well. I have been doing the color choices. Oh, I calculated something wrong. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Gary to Yarny Elephant, thank you for the subscription. Very much appreciated. Thank you for being here. So now I should have actually just... Yeah, we have to go back a little bit so that we can start the blue in line with the green one. Happens sometimes. Not that big of a deal. Seriously though, I hate going back. I do hate it. Quite a lot. But it is what it is. So we pick up the blue here. Not the next one. How are you today? Any projects you're doing at the moment? I think this is a season of like people having multiple projects going on, like gifts and Halloween stuff and one and two, and then black one. I've been, for some reason, quite unmotivated with the Halloween stuff this year. I don't know why. Working on it daily. Does it take long to finish one? I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to like big projects. I always pick up the biggest ones there is available. I'm really not a short project lady at all, or fast project. I don't know if it's very clever, but it's just, that's what I do. I like to exhaust myself with unbelievably long projects. Hard ones, the harder the better. Nah. Yeah, I don't know if it's always a clever choice to go that route, but it's how my brain works. I need a challenge. That is also the reason why I very rarely do the same project twice. And this is the part where we have a lot of black, and if you work with black, you know that it's a bit of annoying to see all of the stitches with very dark yarns, and obviously black being the worst one of those. And I don't enjoy this bit at all, so I'm just waiting for the black parts to change for the lettering, which will be yellow for this one, because the Fleetwood Mac is a yellow logo. Thank you. I seriously think myself as well that this is gonna be so pretty. And as a project, which gives me motivation to do it actually, because I want to see it finished, as it already looks like very nice. More yarn. I made a mistake with the black one because I started not from the middle, because I couldn't find the center pull with this yarn at all. So I started from the out. It's a cake, but it's not working as a cake. And it annoys me. The black one is different than the rest of the yarns, and that's because I wanted the black one to be a bit even more thin than the rest of the yarns, and that is because I wanted to have an effect where the black is kind of looking like it's on the background and all the other colors are like popping out of it. And so far it's actually been working quite well. And I really do that it actually looks like it, like this part for example. Not so much on the camera, but while you see it. Thank you for sharing the live. That is very much appreciated as well. Just a sip of coffee. And here we go again. With the black one. There's a couple of black spots in this design. The bigger ones, there's black all over it, of course, but the bigger areas are the ones that I struggle with. I think I'm a little bit blind. I do have my glasses on, but I've had the same glasses for like 5 years now, so I've been thinking about seeing a professional to see if I have to have a new pair with stronger excuse me. Yeah, like I said, I am still sick. I don't want to be, but I am. And I feel like this is never ever going away. I'm coughing like crazy whenever I go to sleep, and that annoys the hell out of me, to be honest, because I would like to sleep, you know, when I go to sleep. Now I just feel uncomfortable every time I go to bed or lie down in any way. A little more black. I feel at this point a third of this row is just black, so apologize for being a bit boring host with this project at this point, but I promise you it will get better, more interesting. The brown flower, which I was skeptical about, has turned out to be one of my favorites. I don't know why I thought that brown as a flower would be a bad idea, but I think this is actually working. And I was also supposed to make the Granny Square course, the full tutorial as a course format, but I haven't done it yet because I didn't find the motivation for it yet. So I'm doing this one instead, which is fine, I think. We are changing to white now, so we are exiting the black part of the project right now and going back to the white one. And then we have the new orange flower we started, which is also like, the orange is maybe a bit too Halloween-y for my liking. But I decided to not care about it, because in the big picture, yeah, coffee is needed. I fully understand. I have coffee here as well. I think it's my 4th cup today, or something just that way crazy. More black yarn. But I think that's the Finnish side of me. Like, coffee is life. One, and there's one more, and then we go to the orange one, which I do have to detach first, because this is a way too much to float. Like, this is like 30 stitches. We can't float this much. It won't end up looking good. So we're just cutting it from the last round at the end of the flower and reattaching it at this side of the flower. And we also came to finish with one white part here. So let's see if I still have the yarn attached for that one. I don't, so we are good. I must have detached that last round already. And there's a lot of yarn going around. I try to keep it all organized, but I do not always succeed. So I hope you don't get anxiety of my mess of a yarn that is happening here. It's 3 orange ones. 1, 2, and 3. And the back side is giving me, even me, nightmares, but it's not visible. I will highlight that it is not visible. We are gonna either sew a backing to this to make sure that it stays in form, and this is also a project that won't be washed regularly, so we don't have to worry about it unraveling that much. If it was wearable, I would pay more attention to it, but I'm not one to waste weaving in the ends if it's not really actually needed. 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, the color is a bit Halloweeny, as you can see, but I think it's fine. But if I was handpicking the colors, I would maybe go with something a little more muted than this orange we have here. But those are, of course, only opinions, as always. We had a family breakfast today, as I'm off today. I work a lot of weekends these days, but now it was a Saturday morning off, so we had a pancakes and croissants for everyone, with some knockoff Nutella from Aldi and some berries and whipped cream, and it was very, very nice. 2 black ones and orange. Yeah, we adults eat mostly porridge as a breakfast, usually during the work week. The kids are more of a cereal type. 1, 2, I need to move the chart a little bit so I can see what's coming. 1, 2 blacks and then some orange. And the yarns are managed in a way that if the yarn is on my right hand side, because as you can see I have a lot of yarn here, if it's on the right hand side of my work or me, and then the yarn will always go over the other yarn I'm using, and if it's on the left side it will go under, and that's why they don't get twisted, so I don't have to move them around that much. And it actually works when you go only right to left, and that's also one of the reasons I don't necessarily like to go back and forth if I have a color project with a lot of colors, because then I would have to switch the order every time I turn to work, and that sounds unpleasant to me. Haven't done it and will not test it out, I think, but if I was to do it, that sounds the most laborious part of doing back and forth. So where are we? We are 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I have to make one more orange. At times I feel I become blind to the chart. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then 1 black and a couple of oranges. So I try to skip parts. I have to revisit the chart to make sure I have everything. Otherwise, I find following the charts very, very, very easy in general. The color charts or charts for crochet. I like them more than written text instructions. And despite me doing this design by myself, I don't remember it, so I do actually have to watch the chart all the time. I don't know if it's even possible to remember this many stitches, but I don't, at least. And 1 and 2. And the black one. And that's how we are growing the flower here. There are some flowers that are stacked one above other, but not too many. So I tried to keep it simple, but when I was putting the flowers in, I decided to have these one overlap because it was looking a bit bare. If I put this one outside the black circle we're building here, it just didn't fit. So I placed it here on top of this one. And because all the flowers have black edges, it's completely fine. You can easily separate them. And then a little bit more black at the edge of the circle. And this black yarn keeps doing this as well. I don't know how to avoid this. It doesn't knot, but it's very hard to work with. So if you have any tricks to keep the yarn straight, just let me know. I feel like when I unravel it from the cake, it just does that. So I don't think it's a fault of technique, but rather just the annoyance of this particular yarn. Have you done any tapestry work? I feel like it's a bit trendy at the moment. I've seen a lot of them, or it's maybe just I am under the influence of that and the algorithm knows it, but I've seen a lot of videos lately about color work and tapestry in general lately. I need white. Almost finished the row. We were quite fast because usually if I keep talking to people, I take a bit more time, but this time I was very efficient, talking and doing, and not just stopping to talk. My brain is evolving. I also feel that if you do some blankets with like maybe perhaps a basic double crochet blanket or stuff, you can actually do it without looking what you're doing. But this back loop only thingy, I just have to stare at it all the time. So watching television while doing this is not possible. So I rather do them here at live. So I can watch this work and then I can talk to you guys. So I was doing grocery shopping online. I shop all my groceries online because I hate going to a grocery store. I always forget something, I get overwhelmed and I just want to get out quickly. So I buy deliveries. So I was doing the shopping yesterday for today's delivery and I realized that Christmas is actually coming earlier and earlier and earlier because there were everything Christmas. I mean, everything was advertised. And after all, Christmas is like more than 2 months away. And I was a bit overwhelmed by that. And I also, when I watch YouTube and my fellow creators and lives and stuff, one of my scissors, all the advertisement I see is for toys and Christmas gifts. Everything, every advertisement. I've seen so many toy advertisements lately that it's crazy. And I wish I could tell them that I'm not buying toys anymore, but I think they wouldn't listen. So now we're going back side of the work, and as you can see, there's a lot of yarn. I will cut all the yarns that I will not use at this spot next round, or I have to move. So the black and white here, for example, I will move the black start to the beginning, and the white one will be reattached because this is too much to float the yarn from here back to here. And the floating rules I have are 10 stitches, so I might sometimes go 11 or 12 if it makes sense in a big picture, but I don't like to float more than 10 stitches because it is so hard to get the tension of the float right. So if it's too loose, the stitch will not look good, and if it's too tight, the work will punch up one way or another. So I'm trying to avoid floating more than 10 stitches by any means possible. With the orange yarn it's not possible, and I am securing the ends just by making a loose knot here. I don't tie them then too much because yet again it would make this stitch too tight to work on the next round, but I want to make sure that the ends stay where they're supposed to be. And this round, of course, I have to tie up the orange in both ends where we attach and where we end, so it stays in place. I don't think we have anything. This will stay, I will use. So I have a white spot appearing here, so I am leaving the yarn here so I can float it back here next round because we are going up with the white part. And the black will float all the way through the work because it is used. And here's another white patch I'm doing, and it will go up. So I will leave this one here, as well as the blue and the green ones, which are gonna be a leaf like this one, just another way around. And it will lead up to the yellow flower once again. And then we have the pink, which I will float back. I think I have to check that it's not too long from the chart the next round. Oh, it's good. It's good. And also we have some brown ones still left, so the brown will stay attached as well. And this is where we detach the white yarn and attach the black one. These are a bit far away from each other to tie because the other one is here and the other one is there. So I will secure the black one with a white one from last round. And if I don't have a friend nearby for the ends, I will just leave them and tie them next round. I just have to make sure that I don't stretch this loop because it's available to be stretched because the yarn is here free. And I don't have anything close by, so I will just leave it. And because we're gonna end the white one approximately at the same point next round, it will have a friend next round. And this is one round finished yet again, so we can attach the yarn for next round, which will again of course be white. There is white all the way around. It's like between 50 and 20 stitches all around the circle and up and down above it and below it. And I chose white because it just, for me, aesthetically makes sense. Because this is a bit of a colorful work, so it makes it more, maybe a bit more peaceful, if that's what you can say. Ties it up together. I was also thinking about fully black background, so it wouldn't have the black circle, but that when I tested it, the design on the stitch fiddle, it looked, how do I say it, cheap, kind of cheap. And also now, knowing now, when I have worked with black yarn, I would have never ever finished this project if I had the black yarn as the main yarn of this project. So it's like, good choice, me, good choice. Some coffee again. It seems, oh, right, I was supposed to tell you. I was reading the news in the morning, and apparently there's a huge comet we are able to see straight out from my window today. So it will be around 6:30 p.m. that it should pass, and it should be visible with a very long tail, like a comet of a century type of thing. So if you are in Ireland as well, look west. No, was it west? Yeah, it was west, I think. Maybe east. Please check it. But anyway, look around you, look at the sky at 6:30 p.m. and that might be 6:35 p.m., but the sun should go down and then it should be visible right away. I don't know about other countries, but that was Ireland news, so 6:30. I have a alarm going on for that time, so we will go outside and look, and hopefully we can see the comet. And if we don't, so be it, but it should be the comet of the century, and that's visible today. So let's do another round. We attach the yarn and we are chaining one to make up for the stitch we lost at the end of the round and to keep the edges straight. If we don't do that, we will end up leaned heavily to the left. And I mean heavily. Like the work would be like this, not this. So and now we will get over this. And this is round 106. So we are moving forward with this project. And we are still very, very, very far away from the end. But at least now we have something finished, which is the third of this project, the lower part of the project. And I might actually, if I did this again, and I will use it probably in my next project, would be to do this sideways and not from down to up, because now that we're doing right to left, we'll end up with these end of the yarns here, both right side and left side of the project, meaning I don't see how I could use them to finish the project. Like if they were under the project, I could leave them and tie them up, but I will have to come up with something else now that they are on the sides, because they will not be nice looking, I think. That's my idea of the situation. I might be wrong, but we will see. But it would have been perhaps a better idea to work from up to down or down to up, to have the fringes at the bottom of the work, so you could use them as a decoration. I saw someone in TikTok making a tapestry project with someone's face on it, and that was also like, I think it was like 50,000 stitches, and it was beautiful, very beautiful. And now we need the black one back. So I always straighten the black one because it gets twisted along the way. It will still do that after I crochet with it a bit. But as I said, I am feeling that it is the yarn, because I don't have that problem with the other yarns. So it's just the black one. And I'm just gonna stick it out for this project. and tighten the white one a bit, so it won't leave visible strands in that stitch. It was only 2 black ones, so back to white. And a bit more white, because we are having this petal is now done, so we are having another one which will be starting around here, so it will start a new one, and we're heading to the last part of the pink flower, last third of it, so there will be like 3 petals left to do, and then that will be finished. But even before that, we are starting the lettering, which is making me excited because I want to see how it looks. And I hope it's gonna form out to be beautiful. 1, 2, 2, 4. 3 and 4 white ones. Then we need a black one and then a pink one again. Just 1 black one. The pink is quite close right now, so it's easy to float in a correct place. We're doing 2 pink ones. 1 and 2. And then another black one. Another pink one, and then we start the center. The brown part is getting smaller and smaller, so it will be only 2 stitches at this point, and then it will end the following round, I think. No, there's 2 more rounds. One is gonna be 2 stitches, and then there's gonna be 1, and that's it. 2 pink ones, 1 black one, 1 pink one. And 3 black ones. 1, 2, and 3. Hello, Easterbrook. Nice to see you. How are you today? 1, 2, 3. 1 pink one. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5 black ones, and then the last brown part is starting right now, so it's gonna be just a little peak until it comes to an end, and then we're doing 6 black ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, this is gonna be brilliant. We need pink again. Look how I twisted my yarns. I will remove the blue one here. I usually de-twist right away, otherwise I will end up twisting them more. And that is not something we want. And then we have 2 pink ones, a little bit of black, and then we'll go with pink until the end. Oh, I split the yarn. Yeah, the black one also splits, making it the most hated yarn I have this project. If I wasn't so far along with it, I would perhaps change it to another brand. 1 and 2. But it is what it is. I would not recommend this yarn though, the black one. So that's 5. That's 10. That's 11 pink ones. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. No, we're changing colors. And this is one of the parts where I break my own rules, and I will float this 11 with the black one because it makes sense in the long run. But because we are using the black all the way through, I don't want to cut it if I don't need to. And then we're gonna have 3 black ones. One, 2, and 3. And at some point of this work, I have made a miscalculation. I don't know which part it is, but I imagine it is this one right here. And so we had a little correction, but you won't see it at the final product. I'm just gonna calculate these to make sure I'm on the track. So we need 4 blue ones at this point. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we have 2 black ones. 1 and 2. And then we have 4 green ones. Where's my green? There. My green is coming to an end, but there's only one more round with the green leaf on it, so it's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 black one. 1, and then white one. Like this. Let's move the chart a little bit so we can show you what we're gonna deal with next. There's gonna be the big black part is coming to an end right now in this round. So we are gonna do 2 black ones. 1 and 2. Then we're gonna start with the white one to go all the way to the left. Let's move the chart a little bit, and that's gonna be 5, 7 white ones. And I will calculate now because I don't have anything to compare to, as this is only black all the way. 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7, I said. Right. Then we have 5 black ones. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and back to white one. And it's gonna be 5, 8 white ones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and back to the black one. And I know I'm being boring when I'm calculating, but because these white parts come straight up from the black one, I just have to calculate them because there's nothing to compare to. I cannot say that the white one starts above the orange one or it is starting one stitch before the green part. It's all black, so there's actually no choices. And now we're gonna do 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 7 black ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this will also tell us if we counted all the black stitches all the way of this black part correctly, because if we're gonna end up in a wrong place, then we are in trouble. So I hopefully don't have to think about that too much. But this is gonna be 10, 15, 17 white ones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 10 more. One, 2, 3, 4. So 3 more. Miriam, thank you so much for following. That is greatly appreciated. I have to check my count though. 1, 2, and 3. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 3 more. That's why you check your calculations. 1, 2, and 3. And I will recalculate. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will be 7. Now we have it all. And then we are doing black, but this is too much to float. This is too long way to float. I will end up bunching the work. So I will cut the black yarn and reattach it. Reattach it to make 5 and 5, so 10. 10 stitches with black yarn. It's doomsday almost. Let's see if we calculate it correctly. We should end up right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and we didn't end up where we're supposed to be, so I have to calculate even more. So let's see. If I take comparison to this part, which is supposed to be correct, I am imagining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's correct. And we should start straight above this one. So here, which is still white one. So somewhere here we have a calculation error, or we missed a black stitch, which is always possible that it has happened. Let's take some more light at our work. That one, this one, two black ones, white ones. Let's take a calculation compared to something here. Because I think I might have missed one black at somewhere around this. But as you can see, it's very hard to see. Thank you for the roses, Miriam. So much appreciated. So here we have ended this one, and then we went white, white, white. Here, black, and this one here. Yes, and then we went to the green one. I have a miscalculation at this spot, I know, but it should not have any meaning for the rest of the work, because this should have 6 black stitches and it only has 5. But in general, that should not matter too much, because the green one is still aligned as it should be. And the green goes up and up to here. But at this point, because we had the calculation, we are pushing this one. So I actually have the mistake here in the pink part, not the black one. So we will go back, as we have done this. These are too long. So actually, I should have had this one as a black one. And that would take us 1 stitch back with all of this. And then we would end up in a correct place. So we are gonna unravel the work for this part. This from here to here, because of a mistake we made here, which is always very nice, but that happens sometimes. And I refuse to think about it too much. We can also work on our mess of a yarn pile to unravel it as well, because I have white mess here. This one. And let's unravel some white ones as well. Now that we know where the mistake is, we're not going back rounds and rounds. We don't have to do that. It makes no sense. We just acknowledge the mistake. And we will fix it, the pink part of the mistake, next round. And we just make sure we have everything here in the correct spots. Like this. And the green one. Some more black unraveling. And the blue one as well. So we should have trusted the green alignment. And we will now we will fix this issue with the pink one. Actually, right here, right now. So we will unravel 1 pink and make it black. And therefore we are where we are supposed to be. This is the most annoying part of any of these tapestry projects. Now I'm gonna calculate the pink stitches, because I should have now a correct amount, as I have not calculated the pink ones. I've just started after the black and stopped before the black here, so I haven't calculated the amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and that's correct. Yes, that's correct. That's how much I should have. And now we are doing the black one in a correct spot. And that's 3 black ones. It's 1 and 2 and 3. And because of the mistake here, where we have 1 black too little, make us put this in the wrong place. this start because I just calculated 3 more blacks than the previous round. So this is what messed up our work in the first place. And because of that, we have the pink one longer than it should be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, that's one too many. So there is the mistake. We found it. And now the blue one. One, 2, 3, and 4. And 1 and 2 black ones. And some green. 4 green ones as well. And 4, and it is good that we have found the miscalculation before we start the lettering part, because it would be very unfortunate to bring the mistake to the letters, because that would be, I mean, that would be visible, because with the flowers you can play around. It's fine, but with the lettering you cannot. The lines must be where they're supposed to be, otherwise it will look messy and it will look like well, not good. Anyway, 2, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we will bring in the black one for 5 black ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we will do 8 white ones. This is the exact amounts we did last time we did the same thing. Thank you for the follow. I'm not sure if I should try the name, but here we go. Temidoyo Ease. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And in with the black one, it will be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's do calculations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's correct. And this was 7. This is pre-cut yarn because we got it last round. We got it no, not last round. Last time we did this before the correction. And this was 10, 15, and 17 white ones. Five more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Calculation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I do one too many? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did one too many. Now. And now reattaching the black one. If you don't end up in a correct place, I'm gonna yell. This is why I hate calculating. Calculating stitches. In 9 and 10. This should be the 10 now. Right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Yes. Now it's correct. And we can continue. That was annoying. 3 white ones. 1, 2, 3. And that is finally resolved. I'm happy. 5, 9 black ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. Well, this stitch is a mess. Don't know why. 9 calculations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brilliant. And reattaching the orange one. Finally. I hate it when I do mistakes. It's not like, of course you can't avoid them, but I still hate it. Just my nature. 1, 2, and 3. And 1 black. And then more orange. Just 2. 1 and 2. The orange flower is by far the easiest to do because it has a lot of black and a lot of orange, so you can always you know that you are doing it correctly because there's just 2, 3, 4 of the same color and then you're changing, so you're not actually calculating long pieces of yarn or stitches at this one. So there's always just a couple and then that's about it. And 4 orange ones. And 4. And 5 black ones. we have the first yellow lettering coming next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exciting. 5 orange ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's also easy to see that the black should be in the chart. So the black should be on top of the black one. So you know you calculated correctly when you end up there. And you can check that like every time you change color. So that's why it's easier for the color changing parts than it is for the parts that are just the same color. If you don't want to calculate like 50 stitches, which I don't want to do. So I much prefer calculating 3 and checking that I calculated the 3 correctly, because even that is not given when it comes to me. And this time it is, yes, a bit more orange. And 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just one black one, one orange one, and then 2 black ones, and then we are done. Again, we're cutting the orange yarn because we will have to reattach it at the start of the flower. It's just too much to float. Like, I think that it is now over 30 stitches wide, this flower, so it's just not doable. 2 black ones and then 3 white ones. One, 2, and 3. And the black ones should be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at this point. So, because we are making sure we are doing it correctly after the mistake I just made. I'm gonna calculate 1, 2, 3. Bronx Girl 117, also known as Jane, thank you for the subscription. It is well appreciated. Nice to see you here. 2, 3. 1, 4. 7. 8. 9 and 10. Then we just have white, and then we can say goodbye to this round of troubles which I caused many rounds ago, but which materialized during this round. Good morning, good morning. You must be somewhere in America if you still have morning, right? Because here in Ireland it's well in the afternoon, meaning that it is 3 p.m. actually at the moment. Which also means that my food order or grocery order, I didn't order ready-made food, I ordered groceries, should be here within an hour. Connecticut, nice. How is your morning starting there? Having a nice weather day or a bad weather day? I've noticed that I don't really care about the weather during the week, as I'm working anyway, but in the weekend I always hope it's nice weather so I can go outside. And even if I don't, it's light and bright, and that's what I love. Apparently, I did miss this as well, but here in Ireland, last night you could see the Aurora Borealis all over Ireland. I was sleeping because I had a morning shift, and if I have a morning shift, I start at 6 a.m., meaning I wake up at 5 a.m., meaning that I'll be dead by 10 p.m. the latest, usually even a bit earlier. Crochet weather. Every weather is crochet weather. If it's cold and raining, all you need is some candles, a blanket, maybe if you have a fireplace, a fire in there, and it's a perfect crochet weather. And if it is very sunny, we can always go and crochet outside, making it a perfect crochet weather. Yes. And that is why we love to crochet. Anytime, any place, you can do it. Just pick up a hook and some yarn, and there you go. Which project you have underway at the moment? This is the first Christmas present project this year. And thank God I'm early, because this will take forever to make, which is fine. That's why I'm early. And I also leave space to take breaks from this project and do other projects so that I don't burn myself out with this one. I just did a granny square sweater for my child as well. I don't know where it is, but I made it by using these squares. I have some leftover yarn, so I'm perhaps making something small out of the leftovers. I don't know yet what, but this is the square I used to make her sweater. And I also have another granny square project going on. This is my scrap yarn project, and it's gonna be a blanket. I have quite many already done. I did this on my live last week. So this is a random color selection, so not all of them are matchy, but this is the craziest project I've ever made. I just close my eyes and put my hand on my scrap yarn box, just pick up whatever comes to my hand and attach it as the next color of the square I'm doing. So I have some combinations that I would never ever in real life do, like this one. So it's like it's crazy. But so far no like real ugly combinations have come out, and some of them are by pure luck actually very pretty, like this one. I could do this one in real life, but not this one with some neon green yellow. But yeah, this is fun, and I'm attaching them right away when I do them, and weaving in the end, so everything that is here is actually ready. So there's no like after work to do with this one. So it is like ready-made project. So the back side of this, again, we will detach the black yarn. Thank you. And clean the mess of a pieces of yarn we have here, so it is nice to go to the next round. We will cut the orange yarn, which we will reattach at the other end of the flower next round, so we can clean that up. Then we have white ones, and more white ones. Where is this one going? This one can be detached. I've been having this yarn with me for like 5 rounds without using it. That makes sense. So we have one less skein to keep on the table. I will tie up the ends of the black and the white, so they will not run away. Like this. And then we will secure the orange one. Let's find a friend for it. This one will do just fine. I will just loosely tie them up because I might open them if I decide to do something else with the end, but so far I haven't really decided what's gonna be the plan for the cleanup because there's so much yarn at the back side of the work. Like you see, there is so much yarn, and I'm really not in the mood of weaving these ends in because otherwise I've been floating yarn on the backside as well, so it is really not gonna be double-sided project in any scenario. So how it looks on the other side is very irrelevant. So I might just use some textile glue to make sure I have all the ends secured. Do we need this yarn here? This is no, we don't. We will cut it as well because we will put this yarn, attach it at the start of the round as well. So now we have even less yarn here. If I remove enough yarn this round, I will show you the project on the big picture of it, what it is right now. This black one is already cut. It doesn't have a friend to tie with, as well as the white one, so I will just leave them there. There will be one more round of green and several more of the blue, so they can stay. There is not much green left in general, but I think this will be enough because I only have a couple of stitches left and not much floating. The pinks and the brown ones will still stay. And then we will tie in these blacks and whites at the start of the round to keep them secure as well. And this will be good here. Let's tie these ones. Let's take another camera angle and I will show you what I have done so far, because it's really not visible at the table. This will also give an idea of the size of this. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me because the microphone is on the other side of this. So here is the black circle starting to form. Third of this is done. So there's a bunch of flowers and we will start the lettering that will be in the middle of this round, which will be Fleetwood Mac logo in yellow. So this is where we at, and we are gonna next round start the first letter, the first yellow part of the letter, the first stitch will be next round, and it will be here on top of the orange flower, and the lettering will go all the way from left to right of this one. So we are making progress and it's gonna be pretty. It's much more pretty from this point of view compared to the close-ups, but that's part of the color work crochet in general, I think. Like if you go very close, there's always something to hope for when it comes to color changes, but this is a wall hanging decoration, so it will be like a big poster on her wall, and therefore I think it's gonna fill that purpose pretty well. Yeah, as I told, I've been sick for weeks, so my voice is not completely there. Are we doing one more round? One more? Or are we done for today? if you want to see more, I'm happy to do more. We have to do some calculations on the pink flower because we did make the mistake there. So we have to realign it to make sure we do not bring trouble with us to the lettering. So we will do some calculations first to make sure that we have everything in place in the places where they should be. And as the mistake was made with this flower somewhere around here, I presume I made it, or even down here, because this black is too short. It's only 5 stitches when it's supposed to be 6. And that is how our trouble started with this flower in general. So I don't know how long ago I, somewhere here maybe, started this trouble, but I think it's here. Maybe. I'm seriously, maybe. I don't know. See you later, hopefully. Have a great rest of the day as well, as you are just starting your day. And I hope you make a lot of progress with your work, whatever it is today you're picking up. I think this is gonna be it. I am losing my voice again while talking like crazy. And I'm gonna have another live on Monday. And Monday live will be the Granny Square project, the random project, where I will let people decide the colors as well as pick up them randomly. So if you are up to that sort of thing, we're having more of a, like, we're having fun, just making jokes and doing this super easy project. I could do my eyes closed. If you want to learn how to do this Granny Square, which is the classic sunburst we have here, you can come and crochet along. I'm happy to show you how it is done. And you can pick up colors for me. I have over 100 colors available for this one, so this will be fun. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube or TikTok, it's a follow on TikTok, please do so, and you get notified when I go live. It will be around midday Irish time, once again, when I will appear here, and we will be doing this project, which is also third done. So 30%, 33% done, both this and this. And maybe we will do a double stream where we do both, if you want to see them both. And maybe we come up with a new project as well. That happens sometimes. And I'm happy to see your work in progress as well. So see you later on Monday and have a great